Been asking that question. In this video, we are going to give the insights and outs of what we call the Qatar employment visa. Remember, in this video I'm providing you what you call an essential information to draw you into what you call an insight, knowing how much time frame do you need and what could be the requirements for what you call the visa application in Qatar, what you call the employment visa application. However, what you need to understand is that a typical time and the potential delay may depend on a number of factors. By the way, are you planning to come in Qatar? What you call an insight, knowing how much time frame do you need and what could be the requirements for what you call the visa application in Qatar, what you call the employment visa application. However, what you need to understand is that a typical time and the potential delay may depend on a number of factors. By the way, are you planning to come in Qatar, to work in Qatar on what you call an employment visa? You will need what you call a visa, or what you call a work permit for you. But however, something that definitely we need to understand, how long does it take for you to get what you call an employment visa, and what is the processing time? Yes, in this video I'm going to share to you the time frame, how much is needed for you to have what you call an employment visa, and at the end of the video it will help you to plan confidently without even having a lot of queries and having the right information for you to access when you really get a company that's going to hire you. By the way, welcome to Mexcreationtv. If it's your first time coming across Mex, don't hesitate to give a subscribe button, and don't hesitate to share, put a comment in the comment section, follow my TikTok account, my other channel. I'll always be very grateful. Welcome to this video. We are talking about the Qatar employment visa and the processing time. Something that you need to understand before you think of the time frame, or before even you try to talk about how much time frame is going to take when I want an employment visa in Qatar. First of all, something that you need to ask yourself, what are the requirements for me to have what you call an employment visa in Qatar? Yes, these requirements are going to depend. I told you there are different types of visas. We have the skilled visa, the unskilled visa, we have family visas, then we also have what you call the businesses visa for those that are far beyond. However, what are the requirements of each of these type of visa that you think is the one that you think that can enable you to relocate or navigate into the system for you to enter into the job market? That is the question that definitely you should understand. The requirements start with the requirements from your country, from the immigration country, which will include you having the necessary documentation, having the documents like the passport, being medically fit, and being allowed by your country to travel to this country at that same time. Or you have, some of you have opted to come with what you call recruitment agencies, or some of you you've opted to come as under individuals, but still they will need to apply for you what you call an employment visa. But what are the requirements? Do you meet those requirements like medical fitness test? Yes. Do you meet the requirements of having the passport, that's an official document that can enable you to travel? Yes. Do you meet the requirements for you to have that education that will be required by that job that you think you can be able to do when you are being recruited? Yes. Then that is the question, that one of the things, that requirements that you think you should have, and that enable you be one person that will be recruited in one way. However, something that definitely should understand, the time frame of processing what on unemployment visa is also going to depend on a number of factors, and those number of factors is what we need to understand before you think that my visa will be approved in one day, my visa will be approved in seconds, or it will be approved in what we call. However, as the country itself, Qatar has a time frame of which it is indicated that when the visa processing or the visa application is inducted into the system, these are maximum days that will be able to be approved in case all the documentation are being submitted by the person who is applying that employment visa on behalf of that employee. And that's definitely should understand. Most of you've got patiently waiting in your countries for the visas to be approved. But you find in some instances, most of these visas, either they've been rejected or most of these visas are not approved, and you've waited for a longer period until you get to give up. Yes, some of the reason that may be that the visa is not approved, it may be on the person who is applying the visa for you. When that person is applying for the visa, there is no complete documentation has not been done, then you find the visa will be taking longer to be approved. To some situation, there may be also, it may be from your side, the person they're applying the visa for. Reason being that you may not have incomplete, or you may not have the exact requirements that are needed by the country where you are going to be accepted or to be given that visa. So in either sides, you find that both of the sides, the employer and the employee, must fulfill the requirements that are needed by Qatar or are needed by the Ministry of Interior for that visa to be approved. However, short of the two, you'll find that the visa will take longer for it to be approved, and it will take longer for you to receive what we call the visa in one way or the other. So most of the times you find that applying or getting what we call unemployment visa, it will depend on the person applying for you the visa. The faster the person applying for you the visa, the documentation required filled in the system, submitted as the required authorizing authority, you find the visa will be approved. And also something that we cannot fail to mention is you, the person they are applying for the visa, if you're eligible. Most of you have exited out of Qatar with cases, you definitely know your visa will not be approved. It will be left on pending, or even it will be left blocked with an stipulated period of time that you need to complete. So let us try to look at the person who is first a person seeking to come into the country for the first time. Yes, we are going to look at the person who is applying for you the visa. And normally when you see the time frame for the Ministry of Interior processing the visa, if all the documentations are filled in, submitted as required, then it will take a maximum of what we call 7 working days, which is 7 working days. Your visa must be ready for you. And in 4 working days, your visa must be able to reflect, giving you either there are remarks that definitely you need to need to cause, or even the remarks that your employer applying for you the visa needs to amend or improve, or even the necessary document may be submitted at that case. So within 4 working days, your visa should be able to reflect. Short of that, unless it is a weekend, when your visa is applied during the weekend or off work days, then definitely you know that in this period it is going to take longer. Something that I need to let you know when it comes to Qatar, when it comes to a Friday, if your visa is applied on a Friday or on a Thursday, that is on Thursday, you will know the visa, you will not have the visa until maybe the visa or like on Monday, because Friday, Saturday is a weekday off for most of the government employees. So you find that the people will come back in offices on what we call Sunday. Most of them will come back on Sunday. So you have to give it an allowance of 2 days, Sunday until Tuesday or Wednesday. Then you can try to be able to check again and see what we call the visa. So normally the time frame, if it's a normal working days, it takes the maximum. It should be a maximum of 7 working days that you should have your visa reflected, and you should be able to get your visa. I hope I've tried to share something for you, for a person who was asking me regarding to what you call unemployment visa, and definitely what you should know so that you are not being caught off guard. Most of you been lied, or most of you been lied by especially agents, even recruiting companies away from your country, that your visa has not been approved, but they are not giving you the sincerity of why the visa is not approved. They are also, because there are also delays from that side, which may leave the visa unapproved and which may leave the visa in the system pending for that regard. I hope I've tried to have something for you. Thank you so much. By the way, it's always trying to give you this very important information, taking you through the guide of living in Qatar, making your life simpler, giving you my life experience, and getting you through some of the small basics that definitely should navigate and to help you to live in this country with what you call a much